Today's program of Cape Cod Arts is being brought to you by the voice studio of John Murrell. High quality and serious vocal training for the voice student. His studio is located on Route 6A in East Sandwich. 774-313-9012. The voice studio of John Murrell.
Cape Cod Arts is a look at the vibrant and eclectic art scene on the shores of Cape Cod. From Falmouth, Bourne, and Sandwich, all the way down to Wellfleet, Truro, and Provincetown. Our guest today is quite interesting, a different kind of artist, a culinary artist. His name is Philippe Rispoli, and he is the chef owner of PB Boulangerie Bistro in South Wellfleet. Also, I'd like to take you over the bridge to visit Blythewalt Mansion, Gardens, and Arboretum in Bristol, Rhode Island. And finally, I want to talk about my favorite jazz diva, Catherine Russell, and her Lincoln Center performance. Hey, thanks for watching Cape Cod Arts with John Murrell. This is a new segment of the program called Over the Bridge. As interesting as Cape Cod is, there are a few interesting things over the bridge. And today, I would like to talk to you about Blythewalt Mansion, Gardens, and Arboretum in Bristol, Rhode Island. Now, I clocked it. From the Bourne Bridge to the parking lot at Blythewalt is 45 miles. Not too bad. Now, my friend Carol, who's one of my swim buddies, after seeing the segment on the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, suggested, or actually told me, I must visit Blythewalt. And I was glad that I did. Blythewalt was originally a private estate of the Van Wickle family, who made their money in coal at the end of the 1800s. Today, the estate is open to the public for tours, concerts, and weddings. In the month of April, Blythewalt annually holds a daffodil festival. In 2010, Yankee Magazine named Blythewalt one of the 5 best public gardens in New England. For no other reason, come to Blythewalt to see the giant sequoia planted in 1911. Okay. So folks, my suggestion to you is on the next nice sunny day, grab somebody special and a sack lunch and drive over the bridge to Blythewalt Mansion. Wander through the mansion, stroll through the gardens, and then end up on the great lawn looking at Narragansett Bay with that someone special. I'm sure you'll be glad that you did. Blythewalt Mansion, Gardens, and Arboretum in Bristol, Rhode Island. Any of you that saw the last program of Cape Cod Arts knows that I love Catherine Russell, the jazz diva who performed a couple months ago at Wellfleet Preservation Hall. Well, I was flipping through the arts and leisure section of the Sunday New York Times a couple weeks ago, and who did I see but a big flashy ad for Catherine Russell and her performance at Jazz at Lincoln Center. Well, I have to read you a couple of reviews and show you a couple of photographs from her performance at Lincoln Center. The gifted Catherine Russell brought a little big band of 10 musicians to the Allen Room Saturday night. Miss Russell can be counted on for vocal excellence, really interesting material, and infectious performance pleasure. Another review, an astonishing singer, if you haven't guessed by now. She has a perfectly placed voice with power and depth. Her voice and sound is sweet yet pungent. She has a great dynamic intensity, but she never seems to be acting. Now, folks, if you're only going to buy one recording this year, please check out Catherine Russell's latest recording, Strictly Romancin'. I promise you'll be glad you bought it.
What you gonna do when there ain't no swing? How you gonna dance? How you high, and your favorite band plays a lullaby. I'm telling you, you're gonna be blue when there ain't no swing. Come on and dance, get with 'em while rhythm is hot, hot, hot.
So I'm very excited about our guest today, Chef Philippe Rispoli of PB Boulanger Bistro in Wellfleet. So I took my camera and I headed out to Wellfleet just so I could show you a bit of the restaurant and the magic that Chef Rispoli has created at his establishment. Take a look. Chef Philippe Rispoli of PB Boulangerie Bistro in South Wellfleet is a native of Lyon, France. Prior to opening the bistro in Wellfleet, Chef Rispoli worked at several Michelin star restaurants throughout Lyon and Caen. Upon arriving in America, Chef Rispoli joined Daniel Boulud to open Daniel Boulud Brasserie at the Wynn Resort in Las Vegas, where he received his first Michelin star. PB Boulangerie Bistro has a neighborhood feel, inviting guests to the aroma of freshly baked bread and a full menu serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. In addition, the boutique offers freshly made bread, pastries, danishes, and takeout items. I'm really excited about our guest today on Cape Cod Arts. It's not a musician, it's not an actor, it's not a poet, it's a culinary artist. His name is Philippe Rispoli. He's the chef owner of PB Boulanger Bistro in Wellfleet. Now, welcome. Thank you.
Hello, John.
Hey,
Thank you.
welcome. Now, you have cooked in Lyon, Caen, New York, and Las Vegas, all these fabulous metropolitan places. And about 2 years ago, I think 2 years ago last month, you brought PB Boulanger Bistro to Wellfleet. How would you say the guests are different, or the diners in Wellfleet are different than Las Vegas or New York?
People like in Wellfleet in Massachusetts is like they're more like not scared to eating some frogs. Like just an example, 2 weeks ago I'm starting like to put some frogs on the menu, and I say I'm gonna try, you know, and I really see the reaction of people as you sell a lot of frogs, and people they're not scared to dine like sweet bread, snail. Or frogs, anything, you know. They really, the customer in Massachusetts, in Wellfleet, they really like people, they're traveling a lot, they go to Paris a lot. Us customer in PB is a lot of people, they go to Lyon, to Paris, to Italy, they know good food, you know. And
it's interesting because, you know, we always, the Cape, especially the Outer Cape, has a very sophisticated clientele.
Yes.
They travel, they want good food, and thank God you brought it. Now,
Thank you.
Looking at your resume, you have worked with some of the greatest names in French food. Names like Paul Bocuse, Pierre Orsi, and the master, as far as I'm concerned, Daniel Boulud. And you worked with Daniel at a couple restaurants, yes?
yes, I start with Daniel Boulud in '76 and Madison, the first Daniel, the original Daniel, and after the 65th on Park. And after I opened like Daniel Boulud in Las Vegas for Steve Wynn, Daniel Boulud Brasserie.
Wow, wow. And the brasserie in Las Vegas, a Michelin star, yes?
Yes, 1 Michelin star, wow. 1 Michelin star.
You know, I did a little research on Michelin. There are only 83 three-star restaurant, Michelin star restaurants in the world.
Yes.
So it's not like your average, like, oh, 5 stars, 5. There's only 3 stars altogether, right?
Yes, 3 stars.
So 1 star is amazing, right?
1 star is good food, is good, yeah.
Yeah,
I've
it's
been
very
happy
good,
to have
yeah.
1 star.
We want
you know.
one in Wellfleet,
yeah,
right?
Maybe one day, you know.
Very good.
It's like us in Wellfleet, what I want to do is really create an atmosphere of bistro neighborhood. You see when you come to the restaurant, it's really something down to earth, you know. It's like something where it's an easy cooking on the morning as you open, breakfast, you know, lunch. And at night is more like a bistro. It's really like a classic bistro you can find in Lyon or in Paris, you know.
Exactly. Oh, fabulous. So back to these chefs you worked with, Daniel Boulud, Pierre Orsi, and Paul Bocuse. How do you think these chefs and probably other chefs sort of shaped you as the chef you are today?
Yeah, I can say I have two mentors. I start with Pierre Orsi
Yes.
In Lyon. He's really teach me the base of cooking, the base of good product, like the fish on the morning, going to the market. And after I came to America and I worked with Daniel Boulud, where he make me discovering New York City and all the state in America. You know, it's been a great experience to work with. Lucky to work with somebody like Pierre Orsi and to work with somebody like Bocuse or Daniel Boulud. You know, it's like they're really like some classic chef where they know cooking.
Wow, that's amazing. But of course, you're from Villette-Danton, is that right?
Villette-Danton, yeah. It's a little, it's like 20 minutes from Lyon, you know, it's a little country where my mom, she's an excellent cook. When I be a kid, she's making cheese, she's making jam. And Villette-Danton is a little village, you know, like of 2,000 people, like in World Fit, you know.
And you, like a lot of great chefs, kind of got excited by cooking from your mother and your grandmother?
Yes, I all the time eat well, like as a kid, you know. In France, when I be 14, it's been not too many McDonald's, you know.
Yeah.
But my mom, she's been cooking a lot for us. And I came from an Italian family. And I think my mom, my grandmom, everybody, they are great cook. But I think I'm be all the time eat well. And is that I take the passion for cooking, you know.
Well, I actually met your mom, didn't I?
Yes, you met my
what
mom
is your
like
mom's
last
name?
week.
What is your mom's
Pascaline.
name?
Pascaline.
Pascaline.
Pascaline, yeah.
And she created a bunch of jams?
Yes, what she's really good at it, she's making jam. She's making some good jam. And
We call that confiture?
Confiture, voilà, confiture. When she made that, she marinated the fruit in the sugar all night. After she cook it, like the next day. She's really have a good trick for like the jam, you know. And they sell well, you know. It's like something where people, they're really excited to have like some homemade jam, you know.
Homemade French jam made in Wellfleet.
Homemade, yes. Everything else you try to do at PB is really like homemade. It's really like the croissant, the fresh every day, hand roll every day, you know. It's like something where it's really the base. Everything is fresh. Daily, the cooking also, the vegetable, they come whole. As you breaking down, the fish, same thing. As you're really working at the bistro like the whole way, like I learned like when I be 14, you know.
You know, when I go out to dine, you know, sometimes I go out to eat, but when I go out to dine, there's that perfect evening where the waiters are just in the right mood, the wine is perfect, the pacing of the meal is great, the food is delicious, and I can't say there's anything better than that.
It's true.
My friend Kathleen used to be the dining editor of the New York Times. You've heard of that paper?
Yes,
you know?
yes.
And she said to me that more than half of what's at a restaurant has nothing to do with the food. It is the pacing, and it is the how you're greeted, and it is the wines. Do you agree with that?
Totally. It is like every day I have a pre-shift at the restaurant, you know, and what I say to my staff is like the same when you go see a show. When you go see a show, you want to see the whole show. When somebody starting to come at the restaurant, as you need to make sure, like people, they welcome you well, sit down, and after is the food, after is everything, is a whole atmosphere, and everything is a teamwork, you know. It's not only cooking, it's the front of the house, the back of the house, the dishwasher are really important, everything is really important, you know?
Oh, it's so great. There's nothing better, especially if you're spending the day on the beach, and you clean yourself up and head to your restaurant. Yeah. Now, my experience with restaurants, and you know how you've heard people, they come to the Cape to have lobster. Like, oh, I go traveling around Europe or to major cities to eat, to dine, and I feel like the best restaurants are the ones when the chef or chef owner work together. They're on staff.
Yes.
And you know, you're there all the time, right?
Every day.
Every day.
My day is starting at 5:30, and my day is finishing by midnight 1. You know, it's like the morning as you're opening the bakery, and I'm working a little bit at the bakery in the morning, after in the kitchen, and to make sure everything is running well all day. You know, it's like the summertime is really something where as you're really busy and everything as you do, what I say is fresh. Every day is fresh, but it's a lot of work.
Oh, I know. I don't know how you have the energy. I don't. You know, everyone that I told a few of my friends that you were going to be a guest on the show. I said, you know, Chef Philippe Rispoli is going to be, oh, Chef, I love him. Philippe, I love him. And one of our friends said, oh, j'adore, I love him. You know, everyone goes to your restaurant and they know you. They know Philippe. And part of it is the way the kitchen is designed. Is that right?
Yes. You know, it's like when I design the restaurant, I want to have something where, because the location, well fit, you know, and be sitting. The restaurant has been closed for 15 years before it's been a whole clam shack. And
a clam shack?
A clam shack.
Ah, yeah.
And when I'm be sitting outside in November, you know, I don't see any car passing. It's been say, wow, what I need to do to make this place exciting. And what I decide to do, I say, I want to make that kitchen like a stage, that place like is a stage. When you go to theater or you go to a show, you can sit and you can see everything. When you come to PB, and you have the experience, John, when you came, you sit at the bar, you can see everything's going on. And for me also, it's like something where when you are in a kitchen, sometimes there's a wall between the kitchen and the dining room. Yeah, I don't want to make that separation. I want people, they can see the chef. I want people, they can see the whole experience, the whole dining. And most of the time when I've talked with customers, they're really impressed and happy. They can see everything going on in the kitchen. And it's a whole show.
It's like it's theater.
Yes, it's theater.
Yeah, it's
every
beautiful.
Day.
And your main man is Hunter, is that right?
Hunter.
Is he French?
No, it's for... He talked like a French. He talked like a French guy. You know, but Hunter he worked with me at the opening. After he left a little bit, he went to Paris. I sent him to Paris to some bistro to see what I want and to see like what is a real bistro. You know, you need to give them an experience where. Hunter is one of the talents as you're having. Yes, you're having Frédéric Robert making the patisserie downstairs every day. They're fresh, you know. Frédéric worked with me at the Wynn Resort. He worked 25 years for Alain Ducasse also. And no, so you're having a great team, you know.
But there's other people from France. There's Sebastian. He's your general manager.
Sebastian is the general manager of the whole place.
And then William runs the boutique.
William runs the boutique. William Maître-Pierre runs the boutique, and that is the core people, you know.
Right. It's fun though when you walk in and you know you get this bonjour, you know, the French feeling, you know. So it's good. It's good. I have to say that I love dining, but I get tired of restaurants and chefs trying to reinvent the wheel, you know, with the fusion cuisine and doing this and that. Your food cooking is basically based in traditional bistro French cooking, yes?
Yes, totally. You're totally right. You know, it's like what I learned with Pierre Orsi or Paul Bocuse, with all the chefs I work, is like if you have a good product, it's easy to cook it, you know? And it's true what you said, the fusion cooking, it's like something this day I think is a lot of people, they confuse about cooking, you know, it's like French cooking is a base, and I think the base is like if you know to make a good veal stock, a good sauce, and you can roast a good piece of fish or meat and adding that in a fresh vegetable, you have a good dish, you know, it's not something, I don't try to reinvent anything on cooking, I just, like Escoffier has been some chef already been created, you know, as you don't reinvent anything, as you just redo as what you learn and try to remake the gesture well and to make some good base, like a good sauce or some simple thing where people, they can enjoy to have a quenelle de brochet, you know, at PB as you're making some stuff sometime where people, they find that in France. And I like to cook like really the traditional way, simple, and don't put too much on the dish. But see, as you do a roasted chicken, you do a roasted chicken à la broche, à la rôtissoire, and a good mashed potato, and a vegetable of the season, and a good jus, and that's it. And make sure the dish is hot.
But it has to be a good chicken, right? A good poulet.
Yes.
And I think what a lot of restaurants do is buy a lower grade of food and dress it up.
Yes.
I have to tell you, my show, Cape Cod Arts, is all about pushing us to try new things. Go to a museum or go to a concert you haven't seen. Frog legs?
Frog legs, yeah.
A grenouille?
Grenouille.
Grenouille. It scares me.
Yeah, it tastes like chicken, you know.
How do you cook it?
Like it depends. I make them two ways. Like this weekend, I did them like a little bit on ragu, but normally I just like dip them on the milk. They came from Egypt. They are frogs from Egypt, yes. You dip them on the milk. They come fresh. You dip them on the milk. After you drain them, you put them on the flour and sear them with some little good olive oil and butter and garlic and parsley and lemon juice and salt and pepper, and that's it, you know. And you feel like you are in France, you know.
Are, yeah.
In Lyon, you know.
So I went to this restaurant in Paris to celebrate a landmark birthday, and I was told it was the best hollandaise sauce in Paris. And I went, okay, okay. It was really good. So I think what people don't realize is that it's not fancy food, it's good food, right?
It's good food.
It's delicious food.
It's good food, yeah.
And I think every time I drive by, there is a line out the door. You're having a good business?
Yes, thanks to the customer, they support us. Us having a good business, it's been successful from day one, and us you try every day, you know. And success is like Mr. Bocuse say all the time. The success, they are the one they stand up, you know. As you are a young house, it's 2 years. As you having a lot of stuff still to do. As you trying to improving the place every year for the customer, for the neighbor also, and I tell you, it's like us having a good public where they come every day and buy bread, buy croissant, and buy some pâté de campagne, or buy some good sandwich, you know.
I remember when John was doing an article on you for the Cape Cod Times, and you were standing there smiling, and you were making the pâté. I don't know if you remember
yes,
the pâté.
Yes.
And you should have seen this. He had this wonderful pastry dough that he cut into strips, and you like made this braid. I was like, what are you doing? And then you laid it on the top. It was so beautiful.
Pâté en croûte, yeah. Pâté en croûte. I learned that when I was 14. I worked like for a butcher and a charcutier. And same thing, I did that 1 year ago, and I said, I don't know, see people, they go buy it. And us, you put it at the bakery and at the restaurant, and people, they buy it because it's fresh. It's something where I make every Monday in the kitchen. And it's good. I love pâté en croûte, rillettes, and duck confit. That's what you do, you know, bistro food.
Do you ever do
soufflé?
Yes.
Soufflé, yes. Sometimes you run like soufflé fromage, emmental, or a good soufflé chocolate, something like the classic. You know, it's like as you try to do what people they don't do anymore in a restaurant. Right, you know, like right now the menu is you're having a steak fried with aioli sauce. You know, aioli normally is more something for fish, and as you're serving that with the meat, is a good contrast. You know.
Wow. So I guess I want to know, when you're not in the restaurant, which doesn't seem like very often, what kind of food would you like to eat?
I love pasta. I love
you do?
to, yeah, I love.
Well, you're Italian, no?
I know, yeah, Italian. You know, I love to eat pasta, pizza. You know, like sometimes people they thinking a chef is complicated. You know, but it's not true. As you eat everything, you know, like everything. I love pasta, and my favorite food I think is pizza. Margherita pizza. I can eat that all day. You know.
Nice, nice. Hey, I wish your summer's coming up, and this is your big season, right?
Big season.
Probably started with Easter?
Easter, yeah, Easter.
And then it's going to go straight through probably Columbus Day without...
Yeah, it's Columbus Day to the Easter festival, I'm going to say, you know, it's like...
And are you open every day, or are you closed?
Us, you open Wednesday to Sunday. The bakery open at 7 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock at night. The bistro open 5 to 11 o'clock at night. People, they ask me why I don't open 7 days. It's tough one for the staff. Yes, you want to do something fresh every day. And the croissant, they hand roll. The bread is fresh every day. The food, the vegetable, they come fresh. And the house is open 6 days a week.
Oh, it is?
Because they do mise en place, and they have 1 day of days off, and the restaurant is open like only 5 days, in the bakery also.
I think that's acceptable. You guys need rest, right?
Yeah, they need rest, you know, and the staff have a great staff, and everybody, they really work hard to make this thing happening every day, you know, because the house is running like on operation, like on summertime, 24 hours a day.
Oh, I don't know how you do it. I know. But I'm glad you're doing it.
As a customer, make me do it. You know?
So do you recommend that people make reservations, or should they just show up?
I think it's good people, they make reservation, because sometimes it's better to have a reservation. The restaurant is a small restaurant, 50 seats inside, 40 seats outside on the patio, and it's better you have your reservation.
Okay. All right, so I want to wish you the best this summer, and be sure, anyone that's watching this show, if you come visit Chef Philippe Rispoli at PB Boulangerie Bistro, tell him you say hi, because he'll smile from you at the kitchen. Hey, thanks a lot,
Thank
Philippe.
you very much.
Oh, this is
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
I'm telling you, you're gonna be blue when there ain't no swing. What you gonna